Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now, and we have Vinay Rajani who's joining us now on the technicals. Very good afternoon to you, Vinay. Thank you so much for joining us on ET now. And the first stock that we'll be talking about is Pfizer. How is this MNC actually looking on the charts to you? Do you think it's an attractive bet, best bet in the pharma space right now, you think?
Yeah, so definitely today it has come down by 1.5%, but if we look at the last 2 days move, it was quite significant. The stock jumped from the level of 4,600 to 5,000 odd levels in the last two trading sessions, and the technical setup is quite convincing. It is a cup and handle kind of breakout on the weekly chart, so looks good, and the entire pharma and the healthcare space has been performing very well. So I think along with the sector, the stock has given the breakout, and it is one of the, as you said, that it is a MNC company. And previously you've seen that many MNC companies have actually given fantastic returns to the traders and investors, and the index is also trading at its all-time high. So overall, the setup is quite good. No doubt today it is down, but it is just a running correction or consolidation, you can say. But overall, primary trend of the stock is quite convincing. So one should continue to hold on to the long position. I'm expecting that the stock should extend the rally. The next resistance for the stock, which I see is around 53.50, 53.50 to 5400. That should be the immediate target for the stock. So one should continue to hold on to the long position. The support for the stock I see is around 4800. So this should be the stop loss for the short-term traders. Overall trend of the stock is quite good, and the stock has got potential to reach a target of 53.50.
All right, let's talk about HPL Electric then. This particular counter has hit a fresh record high levels in today's trading session. If you see, last time I checked the stock, now it's locked in the upper circle about 20%. It was trading high about 13% or so. That's when the news came out that it has actually bagged a big order worth about 2,101 crore rupees, and this for a supply of smart meters. So on back of that, the stock has actually seen a very sharp run up, and all not just now, Snehi, the stock has seen a run up in comparative to its peers over the entire year as well.
Absolutely. Look at the moves coming in. HPL Electric locked up an upper circuit. Very good moves here. But moving on, Gaurav, you've picked out Shalvi for our viewers. Tell us why the stock has made it to your radar and what's the news flow here?
Yes. What happened in Shalvi is that now Charity Commissioner has granted company a lease of immovable property, which is Asa Parekh Hospital, which is situated in Santa Cruz. Now this lease is going to be for a period of 30 years, and what will happen is that with this lease, company will enable itself to expand their horizon in Santa Cruz, which is situated in Mumbai, and they will also build a new healthcare facility which will have a capacity of more than 175 beds. Now let's not forget that company already has a capacity of more than 2,350 beds if we look at their Q1 performance, and let's also not forget that company recently came up with their Q1 updates where we saw a little disappointment coming up from the company, because if you look at the consolidated revenue, that increased almost by 20%, but we saw a dip in PAT almost by 30%, and that is why we saw stock tanked almost 6% on the day of results. But now that this news has come where the company has won this has been granted this lease, we have seen the stock recovered almost up 5% in the trade. So it is worth watching what happens in this stock in coming days.
All right, so that is shall be. But let's talk about Coal India, Vinay. Then, how is this one looking on the charts to you?
So stock has given a breakout from last 5 weeks consolidation, and previously we saw that it showed some resilience in the downfall of the market. The entire PSU space has been showing strength, and this was the stock which was not going down and was consolidating in the narrow range. But today it has gone up by more than 2% with a jump in volume. Indicator oscillators that we have been tracking, the moving average setup is quite convincing. So this is one of the large cap PSU stocks which has started performing now, and the primary trend was already up. So stock has got momentum, and I think yesterday's low becomes the very strong support for the counter. So 480 is a very strong support for the stock now, and I'm expecting that the stock is soon going to surpass its previous all-time high, which was placed at 527. So view is positive. It was resilient and now showing some momentum into short term. So definitely one can continue to hold on the long position. One can even initiate the fresh long position with a stop loss of 480 from here on.
Alright, positive view coming in for Coal India. Let's move on. Talk about Tata Elxsi on the back of its quarter one numbers that it declared yesterday. Now, these numbers look rather weak right off the bat, but they're not as bad as the street was penciling in earlier. Now, one of impacts on margins have been seen, but the management commentary commentary is good with respect to the transportation and media. Now, media and communications is a sector for the company that has reported growth after 3 consecutive quarters of decline. Let me take you through the earnings fine print. Revenue has come in at 926 crore versus 906 crores, which is 2.3% higher sequentially. Net profit is at 184 crores versus 197 crores, which is down 6%, more than 6% rather sequentially. EBITDA has also fallen down 3.5%, and EBITDA margins have seen just a nominal contraction at 27.2 versus 28.8 on a sequential basis. Now, when you take a look at what the management has said in its commentary, the company expects EBITDA margins for FY25 to be in the 28 to 29% range. They're also seeing green shoots in the troubled media and communication vertical, and the company will also be pursuing mergers and acquisitions going ahead. So on the back of these numbers, but the positive commentary coming in for the markets, the stock is not doing as badly as it was doing earlier in the morning, and that was the fine print on Tata Elxsi's quarter one numbers.
I think we will, continue to be within the stated, margin range. Around 28% is what we would. Essentially, the way to look at it is if you look at the entire, financial year perspective, we hope to maintain last year's, performance, maybe beat it a little bit. And all of that depends on, our revenue growth and, in the subsequent quarters and so on. We see a lot more traction in the OEM space, and yes, when you look at a pipeline, it's a bucket of opportunities, right? Not everything is large opportunities, not everything is small opportunities. There's a bucket of opportunities that we are chasing, and I can tell you it's a pretty healthy bucket that we are chasing, and yeah, I think we're confident that we will be able to show good growth again next quarter.
All right, so that is about Tata Elxsi, the management commentary as well. But Vinay, let's talk about Ambuja Cements, that is. Why is this one in focus today?
So the Ambuja Cement is focused on the back of a brokerage note by Nomura. They have upgraded the stock to buy rating with a target price of rupees 780 versus the earlier target price of rupees 500. Now what they say is that the company had its above industry average volume growth when you compare to others. Also the company is striving towards its 140 million tons target is what Nomura is saying. Now if you look at expansion front, Nomura believes that another round of inorganic acquisition is possible for the company. Also acquisition will be providing an brownfield optionality for the company. Now on cost savings front, Nomura says that lower heat consumption and higher share of green power will be resulting in cost savings for the company, helping them to achieve higher financial performance. Now if you look at the stock price right now, it is trading with the gains of about 1.84%.
All right, so that is all about Ambuja Cements. Let's talk about Yes Bank, and that particular counter is pretty upbeat in trade today. There are multiple news reasons why the stock is in focus. One is also because reports have indicated that it's seeing interest from Middle East and Japanese investors as well. Remember, for its stake, you have first Abu Dhabi Bank, which a wire agency reported was weighing to bid for about $5 billion stake in Yes Bank. Then Japan's Mitsubishi UFG Financial Group, as well as Sumitomo Mitsui Financial, also have shown interest, is what the reports had indicated. But you had the first Abu Dhabi Bank come out with a denial on that particular front, saying that they are not looking at the stake buy for in Yes Bank. Apart from that, actually, one of the reasons why it is in focus is also because of the Moody's has come out with its rating for Yes Bank. In fact, they've gone ahead and upgraded some of their ratings for Yes Bank. They've gone ahead and shifted the outlook to positive from a stable, and this is on back of hopes of improvement in the profitability. So that's the reason why you have Yes Bank in focus. Multiple news reasons that you could actually pin this sort of a rise coming in for the stock, Snehi.
Absolutely. So Yes Bank buzzing in today's trading session. Let's move on. And Gaurav, you've taken RVNL Rail Vikas Nigam. Tell us if it's on the back of yet another order win, because that is exactly what we've been hearing for this stock over the past couple of so many trading sessions.
Well, yes, it won't be fair. It won't be unfair to say that RVNL is on a winning streak, and right now also this stock is buzzing on the back of the new order win. Now the company has received order from Central Railway, and this order is worth 138 crore rupees. Now this order is executable in 20 months, and this is for modification and upgradation of the existing electric traction system in Nagpur. Now when we talk about the order wins and its past record, we have already seen, at least in the last 10 days, we have seen company winning the same kind of orders. So like the company recently received letter of acceptance from Maharashtra Metro for an order worth 187 crore rupees. Company was also lowest bidder in a railway project for 202 crore rupees, and they also received another order from Northern Central Railway worth 72 crore rupees in the last 7 to 10 days. Apart from that, if we look at some of the other things also, for FY24 company had an order book of 85,000 crore rupees, and management said that they will reach the order book of around 1 lakh crore rupees by FY25. They also have guided for order inflow guidance of around 20 to 25,000 crore rupees in FY25 itself, and the way they are winning these orders, it seems that they are going to achieve this target very soon. If we talk about the stock performance also, it is holding up in trade around 3.5%. So definitely one stock which is buzzing is RVNL.
Alright, so that is RVNL that is buzzing in trade today. But Vinay, let's talk about the buzzes of yesterday, and that has to be Asian Paints among the other stocks that were moving in trade. How is the charts looking for Asian Paints now?
Yeah, so there is a good development on the chart. Stock has surpassed the crucial resistance of its long-term moving average, which happens to be around its 200 days EMA. So that was placed at around 2953, and that is taken out, and stock is sustaining above that. So good development on the back of news. Stock went up, but now it is sustaining above these crucial resistances, and the entire sector has shown some traction after a long time. So we have seen that FMCG index has done exceptionally well, and the trading around its all-time high. Now this is indirectly or directly connected with the FMCG, but paint sector did not perform and participated in the rally of FMCG. But it seems that the stock has bottomed out, because in the on the month end May 2024, the stock formed a long leg doji candlestick pattern on a monthly chart. So that is near the crucial long-term support. So I think it is a typical bullish reversal formation on the long-term charts, and the stock is seems to be bottom out for the short to medium term, and I think it is headed higher. So one should remain long in this counter, and I'm expecting a good upside. Yesterday's low will act as a strong support for the counter around 2900. There is a strong support. So for traders, I would suggest this stop loss. But this is an opportunity for investor also, because after a long time we have seen some momentum coming back into the paint companies, and Asian Paint is one of the stocks which has actually taken lead in this space.
Alright, so positive view coming in for Asian Paints. Vinay, you've picked out Indigo or Interglobe Aviation for our viewers. Tell us what's the news flow.
Well, yes, so Morgan Stanley has come up with a note where they are maintaining overweight rating with a target price of rupees 5,142. What they believe is that for FY 2026, we will be seeing 2 large airports coming up in India, and this will further expand the whole travel market of India. Now, they say that the industry is a lot more consolidated now. Also, business class and international segments having higher, better profits per seat. Now, what they're expecting on EBITDA front or on financial performance front is a flattish yield, while the inventory pressure will be driving about a 3% year-on-year decline in EBITDA in Q1 of FY 2025. If you look at stock performance right now, it is trading with a gain of about 0.7%.
Alright, so that is Interglobe Aviation, or Indigo as we all know it. On that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Market Fatafat. But in a significant event underscoring Canara Bank's robust financial performance, Satyanarayana Raju, who is the MD and CEO of Canara Bank, handed over a dividend check of about 1,838 crore rupees for the financial year 2023-24 to the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. This dividend payout reflects Canara Bank's unwavering commitment to its stakeholders and its strong financial health, driven by strategic initiatives and sound banking practices. The bank continues to play a pivotal role in supporting India's economic growth as well as development through its extensive range of financial products as well as services.
Hi there, welcome back. Still watching Market Fatafat on ET. Now let's keep it going with all the stocks on the technicals and fundamentals. And Vinay, I'm going to come to you for Bajaj Finance. You flagged up this stock on the charts. Last 6 months, in fact, this stock has given a 10% negative return. So not much happening on this stock. So now what is your view here? Are you expecting any form of reversal? Are you seeing some positivity for Bajaj Finance going ahead?
Yeah, so stock has actually not performed in the entire market, and we have seen that many NBFC performed well, but Bajaj Finance is the stock which seems to have very strong supply zone around 7340, 7350. There has been multiple top around that level, and stock reversed from that level. Today, stock has breached its crucial support of 200 in EMO also, and now it is a formation of lower top, lower bottom on the daily chart. So looks weak relatively. No doubt, market is not that weak. Nifty is at all-time high. So, but relatively, the setup or technical setup of Bajaj Finance is weak. So I think one should not take an aggressive long position over here because the relative setup is weak. And I think the next support for the Bajaj Finance is at 6770, which happens to be the previous swing low and the indicator support. So I see weakness in the counter, and the technical setup is looking on the bearish side. So one should remain bearish on this counter, and unless this stock closes above 7150, one should remain on the bearish side only. So relatively weak, and ignore going long in this counter.
Alright, slightly negative view coming in on Bajaj Finance. Let's move on, talk about a couple of stocks, IRB Infra as well as IRB InvIT. Now both of these stocks are in focus today after IRB Infra informed stock exchanges yesterday that its total collection in June rose 35% on a year-on-year basis to 517 crore rupees from 383 crore rupees this time last year. Now when you take a look at the Q1 earnings, in the first quarter of FY25, IRB Infra's total collection has come in at 1,556 crore as against 1,183 crore this time last year. So, indicating a robust growth coming in for IRB Infra's total collections on a monthly basis for June as well, and also on a Q1 FY25 basis compared to the same time last year. But stocks are not doing a lot as of now. IRB Infra trading with gains of 0.7%, IRB InvIT up 0.5% as we speak.
All right, let's shift focus. Let's talk about data patterns then, and the reason why the stock is seeing a good run up or seen a spike middle of the day is because you had DRDO that came out with an official release that they sanctioned 7 new development projects to private entity. Out of those 7 projects, 1 project has been awarded to Data Patterns, and the project is for development of radar signal processors with active antenna array simulators. The project will enable deployment of multiple target systems for test and evaluation of multiple short-range aerial weapon systems. Also, this particular order serves as the basic building block for larger radar systems, and therefore they've gone ahead and sanctioned this project to Data Patterns. And on the back of that, you can see the stock saw a really sharp spike on an intraday basis, still holding on to good strong gains over 5.5%.
Alright, let's move on, talk about ICICI Prudential on the charts. And Vinay, last 6 months stock is given slightly more than 20% returns. Are you seeing this momentum continuing for the stock on the charts as well?
Yeah, so for last 2-3 sessions, the entire insurance space has started performing well, in not only ICICI Prudential but SBI Life, HDFC Life, the LIC India, all shown the nice traction in the yesterday's session, and today they have been consolidating, and the ICICI Prudential is down by just 0.8% today. But the primary trend of the stock and sector is quite bullish. If I were to see the long-term charts of ICICI Prudential, the monthly chart is showing the formation of inverted head and shoulder pattern. The all-time high for the stock is placed around 722. I'm expecting the way it is going and the way sector is performing, I think it is headed higher, and I'm expecting this stock to register a new all-time high above 722. The short-term support for the stock is placed around 628, 630. That can be utilized to create a fresh long positions also. So yesterday we saw that ICICI Prudential was actually taking lead in the entire insurance space and performed better than the other insurance companies. So I think considering overall trend, this is going to go very well from here, and the entire insurance space has started getting traction. So 628 is the support, and I'm expecting this stock to do well in next couple of months. And the 722 was the previous all-time high, which is expected to be surpassed soon.
All right, so that's the take coming in on the counter. But let's take a quick note of what the markets are doing, because a steady recovery is underway when you talk about the benchmark indices at least, and the Nifty Bank, because you have the Nifty Bank that is now broken into the positive territory. Marginally, there you go, almost there. In fact, you saw a recovery about 0.8% of around 400 points from the day's lowest point. You also have Nifty also that's seen a recovery in excess of about 100 points, and also Sensex has seen a 0.5% recovery from the day's lowest point. So yes, steady recovery underway for the markets, at least for now, Snehal.
Absolutely, Sharon. At the start of the show, we were hoping that these indices can make their way to the green, and seems like before the end of the trading session, that might just happen. But let's keep on going with all the stocks. Gaurav, we've picked out UltraTech Cement. Tell us what's the news flow here.
Where UltraTech Cement is in focus because it seems that the company is on the acquisition spree. Now, UltraTech Cement's Middle East investment company, which is its wholly owned subsidiary, has acquired almost 25% stake in Ras Al Khaimah company for white cement and construction material. Now, this total shareholding in this company now has increased to 54.39% for UltraTech Cement. Now, what this company does is that Ras Al Khaimah is specifically in the white cement clinker and white cement and construction material segment. UltraTech Cement has acquired this company because they want to benefit from expertise in the field of white cement as well as manufacturing through expanding their business locally as well as globally. Let's also not forget that UltraTech also recently acquired around 23% of the non-controlling stake in Indian Cement as a financial investment. And if you look at the stock performance right now, it is down almost by 0.7%. So definitely watching out on UltraTech Cement as what happens in this stock.
All right, so that is UltraTech Cement. All eyes on that particular counter. But let's talk about ICICI Bank then, Vinay. And why is this in the news today?
So we have a brokerage note by Axis Capital on ICICI Bank. They have downgraded the company to add rating with a target price of rupees 1,370. What they believe is that lower NIMs will lead to PPOP CAGR of about 14% despite healthy loan growth. Also a lower operating expense. Now the lower credit cost getting into the base, PPOP growth will be flowing the earnings growth going ahead. But if you look at the valuations is what Axis Capital is concerned with. They are believing that the current valuations are limiting the upside for the company as of now, and that's why they have reduced their rating.
Alright, let's move on. Talk about M&M on the technicals. And Vinay, what are the levels that you are spotting for M&M on the charts? How is this company looking to you?
Yeah, so yesterday M&M actually fell more than 5% with the jump in volumes. There was a negative news, but today also it is not showing any pullback and still into a downtrend. And stock has actually broken down from the consolidation pattern which was there for last 3-4 weeks. So the relative setup of the stock is looking weak. The next support for the stock is at 2624. So I'm expecting that they should remain bearish because not only M&M but many other the auto stocks have also started showing some weakness. So short-term trend of the stock is bearish. However, the primary trend is bullish, but in the near term, next 2-3 session, one should remain cautious in this counter. I'm expecting immediate downside of 90 to 100 rupees further on the stock. And as I said, 2600 to 2620 is the next support for the stock. And unless this stock crosses 2930 on the upside, one should remain on the bearish side.
Right, bearish view coming in for M&M on the charts from Vinay, but let's move on, talk about yet another earnings candidate whose numbers came yesterday, Kesoram Industries. Now on a consolidated basis, revenue came in at 879 crores versus 999 crores, which is a drop of 12% on an annualized basis. Net loss has also widened, this time at 62 crores versus 32.4 crores this time last year. EBITDA has also dropped, coming in at just 70 crores compared to 105 crores last year, and margins have also shrunk at 8% compared to 10.5% this time last year. Down 250 pips is where EBITDA margins are looking like as of now. So these numbers are slightly subdued, and the street is also not reacting to these numbers well. Stock has seen some kind of recovery as of now, but was down and out in the earlier part of the trading session today, but as of now trading with a cut of just 0.3%.
All right, that's Kesoram Industries for you. But let's talk about HOEC, or Hindustan Oil Exploration Company. That particular counter is seeing a sharp up move in trade today. And one of the reasons that you can attribute is to the statements coming in from Oil Minister today. He said that they are intending to increase India's exploration acreage to about 1 million square kilometer, I beg your pardon, by 2030. He said that the open acreage licensing policy has accelerated the production growth, and through the first 8 bid rounds, a total of around 144 blocks have been actually awarded. He's also said that the discovered small field policy has garnered investment of approximately $2 billion and has brought in 29 players in the field. Also, they are saying that an investment of about 7,500 crore rupees is going into the acquisition of new seismic data. What he's also announced is a formation of a joint working group for E&P sector, and also they will examine issues relating to the ease of doing business in the E&P sector as well. They're working on recommendations also in that particular front. So on back of the commentaries coming in from the oil minister, the stock is seeing a good up move. In fact, let's hear what he had to say.
And E&P offers investment opportunities at least worth $100 billion by 2030. I think I would be failing in my duty if I did not underline strongly that despite our progress, much of our exploration and production potential still lies untapped within India's 26 sedimentary basins. We intend to increase India's exploration acreage to 1 million square kilometer by 2030. No-go areas in India's EEZ have also been reduced by almost 99%. The Open Acreage Licensing Policy, OALP, has accelerated production growth.
All right, that's the word coming in from the Union Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister H.S. Puri. But on that note, we're completely timed out on all the stocks and on this edition of Market Fatafat. Thank you so much for watching.